affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart?
open your heart right here on the Oldie Station on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're answering your questions. And of course, I know people are looking for answers, and this is the reason why we do this show, because everybody needs answers. And as we tune in and we tap into the energy of everything that is, we need to be aware of all that we are and all that we want to be and we need to be. How do we explore the possibilities? And when we ask questions of ourselves, are we asking questions from our wounded space, our separated from higher self space? Are we asking questions based on our fear, our disruptions that have happened, our conditioned world? What is bringing us to a halt in life? And as we journey in this path of life, are we being true to ourselves? If you're looking for answers, answers come as we go down deep inside and we align with the feeling of peace, love, and harmony. You know, the other day I was asking the question of what do answers look like? And the universe had quite a few answers for me. The first one was, look around you and see everything that surrounds you and see how it is in alignment. It is in peace. It can flow effortlessly. That's an answer. So I said to Spirit, how could that be an answer? Well, we as humans shouldn't struggle so much to find our answers. No, it should be rather simple. But we complicate it because we go through this whole process of breaking things down, comparing things, looking at our past experiences. I'm not saying they don't serve us, but when we're looking for answers, the first thing we do is look around and see where we've been. We look at what the possibilities are. We weigh the pros and the cons. We check with friends. We talk to others and see their experiences in similar situations. We gather all this information, but the answers are all around us in the stillness. And we need to find that stillness within, because the answers are in the space between the words. They're in the silence. Answers are in the place where the music blends from one note to another seamlessly, enveloping you in the harmony and the melody and the rhythm, reaching inside and adjusting a frequency within you so that you can be one with the harmonic tones. There's a harmony to life. And when we are in disharmony, when we are out of alignment, we no longer are plugged into the energy of answers. We're plugged into the energy of reactions, disruptions, other people's interpretations of how we should be and what's going on in our life based on their perception of who we are. I see here that when we look into the crystal ball of life, we can see, looking back at us, a reflection that gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us a sense of how we can navigate all that is, without being untrue to ourselves. There's a reflection that comes within us that allows us to mirror back the universe, and the universe mirrors within us, reflecting all that is pure, all that is good, all that is divine, all that ever is and all that ever was. All that ever is and all that ever was is a major part of the answers of life. Because you are one with all that ever is and all that ever was, and actually all that ever will be. And if that is just a continuum of time and an energy, then where is the dissatisfaction? Where is the confusion? Where is that coming from? It's coming from an expectation of our feeling a need to look outside ourselves to get an answer. It's a lot of disruptions around us. I ask the universe, when you ask a question, why can't our guides and angels, why can't they just tell us what to do? That's always met with laughter if you ask that question, by the way, because that's just not how things work, is the answer that I got, right? It's not meant to be that easy, because we're here on a journey. And so I ask the question of the universe, what if we're uncertain of the journey? Like, we don't even know the meaning of the journey. What's the purpose of life? That's one of the big questions. It's one of the questions people seek answers to. What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why was I born? Why did I pick the family that I picked? Why do I have the experiences I've had? Why am I who I am? And the answer I receive from the universe is that answer is the reason why we're here, to discover who we are. So I said, well, that's not much help, because people sit across and they want me to tell them why they're here. And the answer is within all of us. And it's that moment, that aha moment, that tells us this is what makes me feel aligned and pure. So I asked Spirit, well, why don't we have the answer sooner than later? Why do we have to go through all these twists and turns and all these disappointments and possibly heartaches and trials and tribulations and different partners and experiences to still be asking the same question, in some cases 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years into our life? Who am I and who have I come to be? And you're telling me that the answer is inside of everyone, and they have to navigate all of this action in their life only to wait for the aha moment that says, this is what I'm here for. And what if that person discovers what they're here for right before the end of the cycle of life? Then what? They didn't get to fill their purpose? And Spirit said the purpose was to get to understanding the purpose and to get to the moment when they had the aha moment, and the actual fulfillment of what they deemed their purpose wasn't even necessary. So then I say to Spirit, well, what's the meaning of life if we have the answers, but we're uncertain of the answers, and then when we get the answers, we may not be able to act on it? And Spirit came back and said to me, but the reason why you want to act on it is because you've been conditioned by the world to act on things because you need results. But here in the universe, here in the planet, things just be. They are not driven for results. They know, they being all the beings that surround you humans, they know that if they look, they will find a worm if they're a bird. If they're an animal that needs to find prey and kill the prey so that they can eat, they know that they will find it. And if they do not find it, they intuitively, instinctively, they just travel until they find a place where they will find food. They know intuitively, instinctively how to find water. And Spirit said we are all blessed with that ability to intuitively know what we do next. But it's all this outside chatter, it's all this disruption, it's all this other people's opinion, it's all this conditioning based on I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't know. That causes us to search for something that is outside of self. What are the answers? The answers are rather simple. The answers require us to be. The answers require us to see what we see and observe what we see and not always react. Many people have been going through some difficult times recently, particularly the past 5 days. I don't think I've seen as many people in their crises than I have ever before as I have in these past 5 days, and that's saying a lot. It's like everything around us is erupting and causing us all to need to push to survive, push to overcome, struggle, but it's not meant to be a struggle. But I know we have bills to pay, and we have a life to lead, and we have people who are counting on us, and sometimes in the physical world it doesn't just come that easily. We can't say to our landlord or our mortgage holder, oh, that's okay. I'm just being. Yeah, you know me. Just sitting in a corner being, watching nature, figuring, if the bird can figure out where a worm is, I'm going to sit here and figure out where money's going to come to pay my rent or my mortgage. Well, we know that the system that we're wired into, that we've chosen to reincarnate in, well, that system is not geared for us to just sit and be, but a way to make it easier, a way to overcome some of the limitations that we have in our perceived way of being can come from just sitting and being. It can come from looking to spirit for an answer or a clue, and including spirit in your everyday conversation, including the divine in the journey. If you're driving in your car and you're listening to music, why not close the music for a moment and talk to God and say, well, God, you know where I'm at and you know where I'm struggling, and I'm trying to be or create something different in my life, and I just don't know how to get there, and I don't have the answer. And everywhere I turn, I'm being told I have the answer, but I'm not feeling it, I'm not seeing it, I don't know how to understand and decipher it within. But I know that I need to change something, and something isn't working right now. And I need a sign, I need a clue, I need it to be very obvious because I'm struggling. And then that day you look for a sign or a clue, and well, chances are you may not get it that day. If you do, well, you did great. But then the next day you sit there and you have that same conversation. You say, God, I don't know. I don't know where I go from here. I don't know how to navigate this. I am looking for something different or better. I'm struggling in this area, and I need some guidance. I need to understand something better, something more in my life. I need to feel what's right for me, and I'm not feeling much of anything. Because I'm driven to distraction, and I'm going from thing to thing to thing so quickly that I don't even get to be or savor the moment of anything, because I'm in this fight or flight, this survival, this frozen survival mode where I'm just stuck but yet moving and pushing through what feels like quicksand. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and you keep talking. You keep talking, you keep posing the question, because one day within you, not from some miraculous happening of an apparition, although that could happen, but it's rare, it will come to you and you will think or feel or get an inkling or a push or a nudge or an intuitive aha moment, whatever words you want to use, and you will feel this whoosh inside of you, and you'll say, I think I'm going to go this way, or I think I'm going to call this person because they have some information I need, or I believe if I do this, this will happen. And it comes from a place that's as if God spoke to you. It comes from a place of a knowing that you are one with the universe. It comes from a place that all that is and all that can be and all that ever will be, all that is all connected, and you have nothing to lose than stepping into the feeling of what you're realizing. How you listen to yourself, how you feel the momentum of the divine is how you gather your answers. What's that song? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. It's there. It's there in a whisper. And most of us aren't asking the right questions. We ask, how should I fix this problem? How can I make more money? How can I bring my partner back who just broke up with me? How can I? Well, God may be saying to you, let that person walk out of your life. It's time for them to go. God may be saying to you, you're struggling financially because you're in the wrong job and you need to get fed up enough so that you leave the job and go for something else, or that you go back to school, or that you try something new, or that you're living beyond your means because you're living in a spiritual world and a physical world at the same time, and you're reaching higher than you're prepared to go at the moment. So God will give you ways to scale back until you can create the abundant life that is your birthright. You are meant to have everything you desire, and the universe is meant to supply you with all that is needed. But the structure with which we get there in this world, that's a little jaded. It's a little broken. The system is broken. I think we hear that a lot now. In whatever way we can, we hear different things aren't working. Banking systems may not be working the same. Markets are not working the same. Housing markets, interest rates. We keep hearing how things aren't working. How things were simpler in our grandparents' day. Well, maybe it was simpler because they led life in a simple way and they didn't extend themselves beyond their means. But, we have been trained to extend ourselves way beyond our means, and trying to bring ourselves back to center takes a little time. Now, I do believe the universe could intervene and something magical and wonderful could happen, and abundance can just come from a source that will help you. I do believe that. But I do believe we need to take a look inside of ourselves and see what was our action that caused a reaction in the physical world that helped create the circumstance, situation, or condition that we are in. We're never being punished by God. But we tend to be a little hard on ourselves. And many of us, without realizing it, we set ourselves up for failure. Look back in time. Where were you 5 years ago? Where were you 16 years ago? What was going on in your life in 2008, 2009? What struggle was there? Are you in the same struggle, a different struggle? Have you surpassed all that? Are you in your journey of peace and light and love? What did you learn? And how can you dive within yourself and really ask the question that'll make you feel as if you're powerful and you're connected, and that you are one with all that ever was, all that ever is, and all that ever will be? That you're one with the divine stream of consciousness that is a frequency that can transcend anything that comes before you. Regardless of the appearance, you have the answers. So when I thank Spirit for the answers to the questions of the answers that we already know, I was given this. You're never walking alone. You are led to believe that you're alone. You're led to rely on your family and your tribe. And although they will serve you in the way that they can and the way that they're capable of, you somehow have become separate from the fact that the divine is always within you and always acting through you. Therefore, there's nothing that comes your way, not a problem or a situation that is irreversible or not solvable. You can change anything before you. It takes the ability to be still. It takes patience. It takes trusting. It takes faith. And then, when you ask, you will feel, see, and know all the answers. Then, when you ask a question, you'll be asking from a higher perspective, not a survival perspective. Most of us ask questions from our survival point. How do I solve this problem? I've got to get through this so I can survive. But once we navigate some of these pesky little human things, we will have all the answers that we need from our higher self. And we will ask the questions that are, how may I be more whole and complete? How may I love deeper and greatly? How may I be of service? How may I balance the journey of humility and the vastness and the power that is me? You'll ask those questions. Once you break yourself free of the fear, the lack, the restrictions that have caused you to ask questions and seek answers from the pit of survival rather than the heights of illumination and the power of God. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come right to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. We're going to be visiting our friends on Facebook and YouTube, so be sure to put your question in the feed. We're welcoming your calls at 866-972-7247. Stay with us, everyone. You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on the Oldie Station, all across the nation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956 or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game.
We are
of
welcoming you all
love.
across the nation at 866-972-7247. Here in the studio, some people were saying they could hear the rain and the thunder and the lightning. And it's a little crazy over here in South Florida right now. So those of you who are in your cars, we ask you to seal yourself off with light and call upon the angels and pay attention and trust the universe will help you get from point A to point B. Just be careful out there because we're going through one of those late afternoon rainstorms that seem to be very persistent these days. I don't know, I was thinking the weather seems to have changed. I don't remember it being quite this rainy all the time and just difficult. Just used to just be sunny all the time. Now, sunny and hot, of course, but now I just feel like every time we turn around, there's a major rainstorm coming down the pike. So, to all of you in your cars, please be careful. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah if you're just joining us on your radio or on your Facebook page or your YouTube page or on iHeartRadio app. We are, of course, are heard on WSFS 104.3, that is in Miami, 95.3 and 95.9 and 96.9 and 106.9 and 103.1 HD3. Yeah, you're listening to us on the oldie station, and you're listening to us every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. So I'm so glad that you're joining us. We are answering questions here. This is the show where people get to call in, ask their questions, and Spirit is giving me, guiding me, sharing with me answers to share with all of you. And if you didn't catch the whole monologue, I was connecting with Spirit, and the Spirit had shared with me before the show that most of the answers that we seek, we kind of already know the answer. It's already inside of us. But as humans, somehow that just doesn't seem good enough, does it? Like, we want more. Right? Sometimes when Spirit gives me an answer, I'm like, I want more. I know my client's going to want more. We need more. We want more details. We want more information. And Spirit sometimes cannot give us all those extra details because we've got a journey and a way to figure out what's going on first before we can even dive into more information. So we're going to go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. And we're going to tune in, and we are going to talk to... I think the name is Morellis, and Morellis is in Clearwater. Hello, how are you? Hello, can you say your name for me?
Morellis.
Morellis. Oh, I did say it right. Well, so many crickets. At least I was right. Okay. And we want to tune in and see what is your question here tonight.
I'm just going through a divorce and don't know if it's the right decision or if we're going to cross paths again. Seems hard to let him go and make sure I made the right decision for my daughter and I.
Yeah, so I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back to 2019 and to 2020. Was this a challenging time for you at that point?
That's actually when we got married.
Yeah. Oops. We went left when we could have gone right, honey. That's what I'm going to tell you, because my guides tell me that you are where you are because of the shift, the change, and the challenges that you encountered in 2019 into 2020. Now,
oh my God,
that doesn't mean it was all bad. It just means that here we are, and what you thought would be cannot be, because the two of you are coming from two different places, like emotionally, spiritually. You're not equally yoked. You're not on the same page. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
What is their birthday? Don't give me their name, just their birthday.
01/30/72.
Okay. So, right now, they have to focus on other things in relationship, though. They really have to focus on things, financial matters, things having to do with work. Is that something they're trying to kind of get under wraps? Is that financial matters or something they're trying to concern themselves with? Yes, right? So
Always.
Well, because they're a hot mess. That's why. Priorities, right? Their priorities are not in the same place as yours. And you were born as a place of heart, right? And you're here to help people. That's what your heart always tells you to do, right? And I know you saw a lot of potential in him, didn't you? You were like, oh, he's got potential. All right, how's that working for you now? It's not working. Because you saw
Not
in
at all.
him, I'm making light of it, but I know it's a difficult thing to go through, but you saw in him what he was unable and is unable to see in himself. So I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say this to every woman listening. Do not look at a man and say, I know that someday he will be, and see something in him that he is incapable of seeing in himself, and then say, I choose him. You need to choose a man that is a man. You need to choose a man that is going to step up into the energy and grow with you. Not you always chasing and pushing and encouraging him to do more, be more, and when he's not, coddling him. And you have done everything that you can for this man. Is that true? I'm not saying he didn't do for you.
Yes.
But you have done everything for this man. I don't know you, but I know your soul story. And you were very drawn to him and very called to him. And it was almost as if it was meant to be. And that's why you went in that direction. So I understand why you made the choice you made. Because it was some kismet thing. It was like, he's my person. But he's also your teacher. He's here to teach you that you need to value you more than you value him. And you weren't able to do that. Now, does he care? He cares. But he runs hot and cold. We cannot be with a man who's running hot and cold. You don't, 1 minute you're in and the next minute you don't know where you stand. And you have, the word they give me is sacrificed so much. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So the question was, am I doing the right thing? You are. I didn't say it was an easy thing. It's the right thing. Is he going to come back? I think you should hope not. Because he's not ready to be the man that you want him to be. And your life is not to be waited. Because when I move you forward, you know, this is a year to really get yourself out of this limited life. You dumb down, put down your life to hold him up. There's so much more for you. So now it's okay to choose you. It's okay to choose your daughter. It's okay to move yourself forward. And to choose a life that, although seems sad without him, is going to be great. It's going to be great. I know that he's going to wobble, and I know that there's going to be a moment where you're going to think, okay, he gets it now. And I want you to remember my words. He is self-absorbed, he is selfish, and he is uncertain as to who he is inside. Therefore, consistency is not one of his strong suits. And if you go back again, you will regret it. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. Now, when I move you forward, I actually see a whole different life. Even though I know from the broken place that you are in, you don't see a different life. You don't find a different way. I get that. I understand that. But something else is going to come for you. So I want you to trust that. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you hear about the show?
Actually, one of the women that I found through him, we became kind of friends.
Okay. And she said you need to call Sarah Spiritual. She'll tell you what to do?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we laid it out for you. You have your own free will. You've already gone down this path of starting this divorce process. Don't back out now. If he has a come to Jesus moment in 2 or 3 years and he's in a whole different space, I believe in miracles. I believe people can make adjustments. But right now, he's not there. And I know that if you step out of this, God's going to put you on a different path. Trust the experience. All right, my dear. Thank you so much. And thank your friend who sent you our way. Bye for now.
I will. Thank you. Bye.
Never easy to go through a breakup. And just today alone, there were 4 emergency Holy Crow breakup phone calls. That doesn't include what went on the weekend. So whoever said breaking up is hard to do, well, it might be hard to do, but it seems like everybody's going through a squared off, difficult moment here. So keep your wits about you, and remember, everyone, that what you say, sometimes we can't take it back. So be centered. Remember, the answers are inside of you. Be centered and be at peace and be still, and try not to come from your reactive self. The energy is really charged, very challenging energy. We just had our eclipse. We had our full moon. That always brings up emotions. It's just an emotional time. And suddenly people think they're waking out of a coma of they don't know what they want, and they're just trashing everything in their path to take them to God knows where, because they don't even know where they're going. So my phones were ringing at 7:30 this morning. It's crisis time. So don't get caught up in those emotional moments that are going to lead you down a path. In the case of our caller before, this is something that was coming, and this is a choice that needs to be looked at. And she has an opportunity to reevaluate and see which way she wants to go. And it is the right choice for her. So we're going to go to Deerfield Beach. I have Cheryl on the line. We touched base with Cheryl last week. So Cheryl, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. Well, you were right about everything.
Oh, dear.
I'm not doing too well. I just hold myself together the best that I can, and trying every day to move forward without regret and punishment. But I am suffering terrible for the mistakes that I made, and I'm praying so hard that I can find a job. I actually, today, you were right. They set an example. They wanted to use me as an example. You were absolutely right about everything.
Yeah. Sorry. These are one of the times I don't want to be right.
I can't keep blaming myself. I have to move forward because I'm suffering terrible. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't function. I'm trying to help my family and move forward. There's something that I came across to do a traveling position in Glens Falls, New York, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. It's a completely different, working nights in the cold, leaving my family, everything. I'm so distraught. I'm hoping that maybe Spirit can see something promising or some answers for me, because I'm at a loss for everything.
Well, we're sorry that they made an example of you, but they didn't really have a choice. I mean, everyone could say they had a choice, but they didn't have a choice. Given the corporate structure of the organization, they had to take that path. Now, I mean, I hear the travel job. I'm like, I hear you, but I feel that there could be something else as well. So I know you're going to say, but we need me to get a job and I have to act fast. But, I don't know that taking you away from your family is going to be the answer. So I don't know that you're up to working nights. That's not the answer.
I'm scared.
You're not up to
I know,
working
but
nights.
I'm so scared. I'll take anything now. I actually, for the first time in my life ever,
No. Stop talking. Please stop talking. Stop. When we come from desperation, we cannot attract the right answer. You're coming from survival and fear. I know we have bills to pay. I understand that. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you're upset with yourself based on the choices you've made. But when we come from a place of desperation, we are not going to land anywhere that is going to be divinely guided and that is going to give you more and better than what you were getting. I'm going to rewind the tape, and I'm going to remind you of something so that you can use this as your best moment of teaching yourself how to create the life you want. Do you remember 2-3 years ago calling this station and telling us, I'm tired, I can't work anymore, I can't keep up, I don't like this job, I'm miserable? Spirit said, don't worry, another opportunity will come. And then an opportunity came, but even there we were uncomfortable, things weren't right, and then some things changed and you got maneuvered and life moved on, and then you were in a place, but you had already started the momentum of, I'm dissatisfied, I'm tired, I can't keep working, I have to work, this is what I need to do. And you were in this mode of survival, which we are trained and conditioned to do because this is the world we live in. But we cannot any longer be in a place of survival and desperation and create a better opportunity for you. So if it takes a week longer, you're just going to have to let it be. You cannot leave your family. Your family needs you. I mean, could be nice to have a break, but not working nights. It's not what you really want. So we have that out. We're going to put something else out. You're going to continue to look. You're in an industry where you can be in demand, and you're going to say to yourself, I am valuable. I bring a lot to the table. I have the power to attract any work environment that I desire. And I am worthy of this dollar amount. And taking that into consideration. Don't say you're desperate. You're not desperate. You made a choice that didn't really play out in a favorable way, but now you have the ability to choose to change the whole entire story, and God can use this as your setup for a comeback, your stepping stone to your greatness, the ability to earn more, be freer, and find a better rhythm and joy for yourself. All that can come from this hot mess that you're in. But if we writhe in the mess of the hot mess, we're not getting very far. It's time for you to just rework your verbiage. We have other possibilities for work, yes?
I don't know. I'm kind of just, been following what I was educated in and the additions that were added and created for me. Mm-hmm. And based on that, that's what I'm trying to achieve and trying to dig into and find an opportunity with what I know and what I have and, what certifications I have.
Which are a
but
lot.
Nothing's really sticking.
Yes, but it's been what,
Sorry?
a week? It's been a week. It's been 4 days. What do you want to stick in 4 days? That's of value and worth.
Since the 12th.
Okay. What is today?
I know, I'm just...
What is today, the 18th? What day is it? Somebody tell me.
Today's the 18th, yes.
It's been 6 days. God took 7 days to make the world. Like, hello? Calm down. Give it time. Throw more spaghetti on the wall. Make it fettuccine Alfredo. I don't care. Try something else. We don't need to be resigned to feel like the next job we have to take is going to be punishment. That sounds like a prison sentence. Going to freezing cold, no offense to all of my listeners who freeze in the winter, I'm so sorry. But going to the freezing cold, working at night, away from your family, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. And it sounds like something you won't even be able to do for very long. So why do we want to go all the way out of our...
13 weeks. I don't want to. I'm desperate, and I
Okay.
feel like I need to punish myself for the mistakes I
Oh,
made.
there we are. There's the answer. No, we're not punishing you. You're off punishment. You're out of timeout. You got your punishment. They made you an example. We're done. Story's over. Close it. Close the story. Close the book. Get out a new book. We're telling a new story. And you know what? You are helping so many people with your story. You know why you're helping so many people with your story? Because we have all put ourselves in a snickle of a mess where we really didn't do the right thing, or we made a wrong choice, or we got carried away with something, or we listened to the wrong people, or we repeated gossip, or whatever. We all have done something. And in the moment of doing something, even though we knew within ourselves that we really shouldn't be doing it, we all just kind of opened our mouth, or we took an action that we regret. And then some things we just can't backpedal and get out of. And then a consequence came. But if God is a forgiving God, and God created us in his image, which is perfect, and we humans run around imperfect, but God knows that in every imperfect action, hear me, in every imperfect action lies perfection. How could that be, Sarah Spiritual? Within that imperfection is the opportunity for you to grow, for you to shift, for you to change, for you to expand your consciousness, for you to trust who? God. For you to trust who? Yourself. How could I trust myself, you'll say to me, Sarah, because I failed myself already. Well, now you know not to do that again.
Never.
Never. Never compromise your ethics in the way you know you should behave. But we've all done something that is less than perfect, because we're perfectly imperfect. But from the imperfection can come the greatest attainments ever. Did you hear me? The greatest attainment. And you've got yourself, we might as well ship you off to Alaska, to the land of misfit toys, and wait for Santa to drop by. I'm not making fun of you. I just want you, I want you to laugh. But I know that. But I'm not going to sit here and give that power with you. Right? Why am I such a misfit? Right? Hello? We're not. You made a mistake. And everyone listening can look themselves in the mirror and say, I remember when I did this, not one of my better ideas. We've all made a mistake. We've all made choices. And not all of our great plans work out great. And not all of us, myself included, have always listened to our guidance. Now I know better, but, that's why I run around and try to help people be more aware. Listen to your guidance. Listen to your heart. Listen to the feeling. So forget that job. You are not going to Timbuktu for 13 weeks. That's just not happening. We are going somewhere else. Now go manifest that. It's only been 6 days.
My family is concerned. They're like, Mom, are we going to lose our house? Or you're selling your jewelry. You went to, actually, with tears in my eyes, I went to a drive-through food pantry because there's no food in the house. I can't believe I'd never expected to be in this situation, ever.
Yeah, but
ever, and I am, and now I'm scared.
I know.
I'm really scared. I'm really scared. My family looks up to me. I support everyone, and now here I am, and it's really...
Right, but isn't it great that we have?
It's really...
We have the ability to band together and work together.
They feel bad for me. They want me to do well, but they're scared. They're like, Mom, are we going to lose our house? And I said, no, I'm not going to let that happen. I'll do whatever I can.
Okay, but listen, we just got fired. We don't go from fire to losing our house in 8 days or 6 days. It doesn't happen. So we're all getting ahead of ourselves and worrying about things that are ahead. We have to live in the moment. When I was speaking in the opening of the show, what did I say? We have to live in the moment of now. We have to just be. We can't get that far ahead of us. God, if I worried about all the things that come in front of all of us, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. But I stay focused in what I know to be true in this moment. Because I know that God has a plan. So find something close. Call recruiters, call people, find something close if you can. If you can't, you can't. But I don't want you to resign yourself, to punish yourself, to go to the land of misfit toys and work nights.
Direct me, Sarah. Please help me and direct me. I'm so lost right now. I'm randomly looking every second, every moment, every waking moment on the computer. I went to a job fair today. Nothing's coming through, and I can't lose time because
I understand, but it does take some time. It does take some time, and I want you to think of all the people you helped along the way, and they can all make you a casserole. All right? Don't give up yet.
I'm not giving up. I have to fight. I just need some direction.
We did give you
anything,
direction.
Please tell
I
me.
do see. I do see opportunities coming, and I do see that there's more than just going up north. But if that's what you choose, that's what you choose. But don't do it because you're punishing yourself or you're upset with yourself, because that's not going to bring you any joy or peace. And because you're in this industry where you have to help people, you can't be in that mindset. I don't see the world crashing down around you. I don't see you losing your house. There are always conversations that can be had where a month or two gets put on the back end. There's things to do. That's all technical stuff. Not the things we want to do, but there's always a solution. But in this moment, you don't even have to pick up and call anybody and tell them I've got a problem, because the problem may be resolved. And at worst, you may be just paying them a few days later than normal, which until it's 30 days is not usually a big thing. And even 30 days isn't a big thing depending on who it is and what it is. So breathe, and let's just see if next week we've got something even better on our plate. All right. Cheryl, we're truly sorry that it played out the way Spirit had suggested it could last week, but we know that something good can come out of this. We trust that we've been of service to you for this moment. I thank you for being vulnerable and sharing with all of us, and I know so many people can relate to you. There's so many people who, they've struggled getting food for their family. So your strength is a beacon of light that's not just going to help you and your family, but other people who are listening. You're not alone in the struggle. And you're not a bad little girl because you made a mistake. So take the shame and the guilt out of it, all right?
I will. I will.
Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
bye
you,
for
Sarah.
now. You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for your prayers. I appreciate it.
Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. If you're on Facebook, pop your question in. We're not going to forget about you. If you're on YouTube, join the conversation. If you haven't shared your Facebook page, share the light, share the love. And if you're on hold, please don't hang up. We will be getting to you. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. You're hearing us live in South Florida on the Oldie Station and in Miami on WSFS. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. Characters, they change like water into wine, and everything comes when the stars align.
Yes, indeed. Everything comes when the stars align. And you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're heard live here in South Florida, and we're so glad if you're listening to us on the iHeart app and our South Florida stations, or perhaps you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube. However you got to us, we're so grateful that we're able to make this connection and assist you on your journey of life, because we all need answers, don't we? And we've got some big questions, and life poses a lot of difficulties, as you've heard from some of our callers that we've already spoken to tonight. So we are here to assist you on the journey. My friends on Facebook, I know we've got some conversations going on there. So we're going to kind of queue up the questions in Facebook and see who we've got and what's going on in our Facebook page and answer some of those questions in just a minute. But we're going to take our first phone call from our return from the commercial break, and then we're going to go to Facebook. And so we're going to go to Dee, and Dee is in California. Dee, how are you tonight? Dee, are you with us?
Oh, hello, Sarah. How's it going?
Good. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for your monologue. It was, it's so funny. It's like I've listened to the show, and sometimes I have to wait because I know part of my question's going to get answered in your monologue. And you are 100% correct in terms of like, we already know, we can hear our answers in our questions. But I'm going to keep it real simple this time. With all the work and everything I've been doing, just personal work and just navigating through everything, I asked this question, but I think I need to work on how I actually ask the question. And the question is, what do I need to know to be of and in my highest and widest interest presently? Like the situation in front of me, not like, in the future. And I think asking it that way in that context could help give me answers that I can understand. Because I get my answers, but I feel like I'm piecing them together in like some David Lynch movie. And it just kind of, I'll get like the answer as past, I'll get it in the future, but I'm always looking to be like, okay, Spirit, what about now? And I'm like, well, maybe I'm missing something in there.
Maybe there's not a question of the moment of now at all. See, I want you to hear. You never thought of that one, right? Right. Hold on. So, all right. So let's skip down this path that Spirit just put me on. Right. So, when we live in the moment of now is an accumulation of everything that was that brought us to this moment of now. And in the moment of now, we are already living the accumulation of energy of who we are, who we've expressed ourselves to be up until this moment. And in the moment of now, all we can do is be, and be in the energy of what we desire to create, be in the energy of contentment, be in the energy of joy, peace, and harmony, and be one with the divine. And by being in the moment of now and being still, not looking back and going, oh my God, I could have done that different, but in the moment of now, being still and knowing we are one with all that is, and that with the power of all that is, we have the power to create whatever. The question really is, what do I desire in this moment of now that I want to focus my energy and attention upon so that I can grow from this moment, you see? Because there's nothing else you need to know at this moment than just being in the moment and visualizing life in its completion as if it is already done in this moment of now. I know that sounds like a riddle, but it is not.
That makes so much sense, because that does sound like a riddle, but all my answers before were riddles. So when I put that riddle into that riddle, it's actually the missing links to what it is that I need to know. Mm-hmm. And then you are absolutely right. It's like the word that I'm getting is manifestation and just be. It's like, you just said it perfectly. Like, what is it that I want to happen today to that way there would ensure joy, peace, and all the good stuff in the future, and not dwell on, all that work on, thinking of black and all that stuff has been done and over with, and I've graduated from all of that.
Right.
So it's just like, okay.
So here's the best way, Dee.
Like,
Dee, let me just interject.
Yeah.
The best way for you to manifest for the future is, first of all, to acknowledge where you've been in the past, right? That was then. In the past, that was then, and this is now. And in the moment of now, I have accomplished great things. And from these great acts that I have done, great and small, in this moment of now, they are all my stepping stones to greatness. And from this moment now, I am fully abundant from this moment now. I am fully aligned with all that is powerful and great. I am one with the authority of God, and that authority flows through me and to me, so that I am always at peace. I am always in harmony. Things are always working in my favor. I am always aligned with the right people, the right experiences that guarantee a positive outcome, because that is where my energy and my intention are being directed. It goes beyond manifestation. It is the direction of energy towards an intention and an outcome that is desirable to you, the human, desirable to you, the feeling being, that brings you joy, that brings you contentment and peace and harmony, fulfillment, and fills your soul. You see, we lose ourselves in the unknown, the parts that we don't understand about ourselves. And yes, self-discovery is a fabulous thing, but we discover ourselves along the way through our experiences, through our greatest moments and our trials and tribulations. We are always in a state of self-discovery because we are always uncovering the true essence of who we are and breaking through the conditions and limitations that have weighed us down. So when we go in the past and we have a memory or something that hurt us and brought us pain, why would we want to be talking about it now? Why would we take the past and bring it into the future, right? Yes, I understand we want to heal, and that's the purpose of therapy, and I don't minimize that. But if we are still just wavering and wondering and carrying resentment and hurt and anger and frustration towards a situation, a person, now that's years old, then we are thwarting our own progress. We are not allowing ourselves to move forward. And in this moment of now, you're actually robbing yourself of joy, thinking that there's a question you're missing, you're not asking the right question, or there's something you don't know that you should know, as you posed in your question when you first came on. Be content.
Wow.
Be content.
That was incredible.
Yeah, and I have no clue what I just said, so somebody better cut that out of the show and send it to me, because I don't know what I said.
I'm gonna replay this show later, but I mean, you basically answered the question beautifully. I know exactly what to do in this moment of hearing that, and for me, it just equates to just believe in yourself that things will work for you if you want them to work for you. It's like that's a really, and I got that message from the last caller that you were speaking with.
For Cheryl,
and,
yes.
You know, the things that was happening for her and not against her, but that's someone's path to discover on their own, right?
Yes, because we've all been, I think we can all relate to that. I know you can relate to Cheryl,
right?
You could be like, holy crow, honey, I've been there and then some, right? But, you know.
Right, and so that's what I just said. It's like, it's for her in a way that she doesn't understand it at the moment, but, you know, that's not me to tell her that.
Right, and when we want to create something for the future, it's not just directing the energy from the point of view that, you know, I'm focusing on what I want, right? There's a little piece of the puzzle that trips us all up. I am worthy. Right. I am worthy, right? Because I'm the essence of God. So we have to remember our worth, right? And if we use Cheryl as our example, she wasn't feeling worthy because she made a misstep, and now she wants to put herself in the land of misfit toys. So we are worthy. We are worthy of all we desire. We are worthy of abundance. We are worthy of business. We are worthy of being an expression of God in whatever unique way we choose to, whether we want to be a healer, a teacher, a guidance for someone, whether we want to be a nurse, a doctor, a hairdresser. It's irrelevant what we choose. As long as
Right.
we are feeling in alignment with all that we are and at peace with what we're choosing, even if the choice, and this is important for you and everyone, even if the choice we make now is not the ultimate goal that God has for us, the ultimate vision, the ultimate revealing of who we've come to be, God will always use the choice you make in this moment, so there's really no wrong choices, to get you to where
Correct.
you need to be, where your soul is destined to be. God will nudge and push and or make you uncomfortable, will allow you to trip up a bit if necessary, so that you can get to ultimately what you've come to do. And most of what we've come to do is to experience everything that we're all experiencing. You know, we're looking for this great, aha, wow, look at me, this is what I accomplished in life. And there are some people who have literally in their soul contracts signed up for a very easy life. You know, just things just fall in place, and mazel tov, right? That's fabulous. That's their life path. However, you don't know what their life was in a life before that, in the time before that. So they may have been having a rough time all these lives. And then you're like, well, why do things always come so easily to that person? And sometimes, yes, they've mastered their thoughts and their emotions, and, you know, they're in the rhythm and they kind of know how to handle themselves. But they didn't just get born and wake up and go, oh, I'm a pro at manifestation and directing energy. They have lifetimes of experiences that groom their soul, to that when they wake up in this lifetime and they start to step in their spiritual awareness, they're like, they remember. And they're like, oh.
What do they say? Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's usually my, that's my go-to when I hear these stories, because I'm 100% on par with what you're saying.
Yeah. So you have the answers. It's going to be a great journey. I really see that in this joy of transformation here, that, you know, this is just a very creative time, a very spiritual time, and it's just really be and do things differently than you ever have before. You know, break yourself free of what the routine has been, and it'll take you in great places. Thank you for a great conversation, Dee, as always, and thank you. I know you participate in some of our classes as well, so we're always appreciative of your support with our teachings, and I'm sure I'll see you in class real soon.
Yeah, and I want to do a surprise visit sometime. So
well,
be on the lookout for that.
I'm looking forward to that. All right. Bye for now. Bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye. 866-972-7247. Let's take a look at Facebook. Let's take a look at YouTube. Let's see what's going on. I need to take good care of my friends there. I have my friends in YouTube, and we have Artistic Ventures, and let's see, Artistic Ventures says this year, since February onwards, they've had significant unexpected expenses. Well, we can relate to that. And this disrupting my finances. Am I done yet? Well, let me take a look at where you are and why it is the way it is. And we know that life can throw us some curveballs, and sometimes we think it's bad luck, it's bad energy, bad juju, but where I see you here in this energy is I feel like some of this is balancing out some of the things in life that weren't flowing the way they needed to be. We are putting you in a sense of balance and order. You will break out on or around your birthday time. You've got about 2 more months, and I think you've pretty much had an expense everywhere you possibly could, just about. And so my guides tell me that around your birthday, as we get ready to close the year, things really lift up and you're going to feel a lot lighter. And I also feel like there's going to be some financial relief coming from some type of work or advancement in business, because I see growth here, and that will give you some added income, added flux of abundance that will make it easier to handle everything. You were kind of walking a very tight rope, and it really made it hard to handle all the things that came. But I see expansion in finances, which will definitely prepare you for anything that naturally life throws our way. Thank you so much, Artistic Ventures, for your YouTube question. We appreciate you greatly. We're going to take another question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube before we go to our commercial break. And we have Cecilio. And Cecilio says, I recently just lost my job. What does Spirit have for me moving forward? So we are truly sorry that you have lost your job, and we know here that fortunately, these things happen. This year is actually going to put you into a certain level of your own personal power, recognizing your worth. You recently lost your job. They give me the number 3, so it makes me feel like it was recent, like about 3 weeks or so, Cecilio. And when I move you forward, I feel like the end of October is bringing work and abundance to you. So we're going to look for the next 30 days or so to kind of rectify the work situation temporarily. Why does Sarah Spiritual say temporarily? I feel like you're going to get a job, but it may not be the job you want, but I feel like you're going to take a job, there'll be a job, and then from there we're going to graduate to the better job next. So by 2025, we should be in a really good job and feeling much more secure. And I feel like a lot went on that caused you to lose your job, so I don't feel like it was just a traditional layoff. I really feel like there were some other pieces of the puzzle that went on behind the scenes and kind of caused, Cecilia, you to not be there any longer, but everything is working for you, not against you. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you for listening to us on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to pull one more if we've got it on Facebook and YouTube quickly before I go to commercial, because I look at the clock. I have just another second if we've got somebody. No, we don't. Okay, great. Continue to put your questions in Facebook and YouTube. I know something caught my eye here when I was flipping through Facebook. Anne says, I've been seeing 333444 a lot. Any messages from my spirit guides? You know, Anne, what I want you to know is that you're on track. The thoughts you're thinking, the actions you're taking, the things you want to do next, you're all in the divine alignment. The Ascended Masters and the angels are with you, Anne. Thank you for your comment in the Facebook feed. I know it didn't come in a form of a question, but I do see here, Anne, that you are very much in alignment with your guides and your angels. So think about all the things you're doing and know that you're doing everything exactly to the divine plan. And the universe has their thumb on you, making sure they guide you right to where you need to go. And I see a move coming for you. So keep us posted on that. Bye for now. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got calls all across the nation at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual, right here on the Oldies Station and live in Miami on WSFS. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
We don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561 682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path before. They don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing.
Yes, indeed, the world, it's changing. And we've got to change with it. And we've got to make adjustments. And we've got to listen to the answers that are within ourselves. And sometimes the answer is all about asking the right question. The right questions within ourselves and being still and living in the moment of now. We've got something big coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We've got a class coming up, and this is going to be an exciting class because it's a little bit more than just a class. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. And at the end of September is always known as Archangel Michael Day. And so we're going to do a class that is going to include a ceremony and a blessing and some energy clearing that is all about how to build a relationship with Archangel Michael, how to create protection for yourself and your family, how to clear your energy. And we're going to have a ceremony that is going to open up the energy so that you will have a stronger relationship with Archangel Michael and be enveloped in the energy of protection. And in today's world, we can always use a little bit more protection, right? So Archangel Michael's wonderful ceremony and class is going to be October 1st, a Tuesday night, and it is $15, and that is at 7:30 p.m. So you can register at sarahspiritual.com. The class is online and live at the center, so you can go to sarahspiritual.com and pick whether you'd like to be in the class live or online. If you're not following us on our newsletter, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and we need to go to Amanda. Amanda is in Miami. Amanda, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to make a connection with you, Amanda. And, well, let's take a look and see, you are just navigating and moving and shaking everything that's coming around you here. You really have kind of tried to step into this energy of career and movement in career. And you have a question about work and career. What's your question?
I sure do. There's been a lot of changes in my workplace, and as a result, I am reporting under a different person at the moment. However, the gut feeling and the intuition that you have helped me develop over the years, I am apprehensive and unsure of where I lie with this new organization. Do you have any insight you can possibly give me?
Well, this year is meant to be a year of transformation and change in your career world. So it is meant to position you to grow. And change forces us to grow. And we can't always get all the best pickings of our supervisors, managers, directors, right? So this group appears to be a little bit more, the word I get is micromanaging. The word I get is a little bit more, just intense is the word I get. Is that what you're picking up on?
Yes, the more so sabotage, and I'm afraid of that. So,
All right.
do I
Well,
have security of some sort?
well, do you have a paper trail? I love the corporate paper trail, honey, right? So, as per our conversation, or as per our last email conversation, let's review the steps that we've taken thus far per your instructions that I have followed, and let me tell you where we are moving forward from here. Yes, as per your words. Yes. See email dated October 4th. See email dated November. See email dated, right? You know how to play the game. Now,
Yes. Okay.
don't CC everybody, because that's how you make enemies, right? But you have your paper trail. It is important for you to understand that you are coming from your place of fear, because how many times have you gotten sabotaged in your work career? Oh, many.
Too many times to count.
Right. So
Yes.
the lesson I think we're all learning tonight is if we go to our worst fear and we hold on to that fear and we carry it into our moment of now, thus creating our future, because we're vibrating at the fear and the desperation and the concerns of the past experiences, which have taught us, and I don't say that they don't serve us and you learned from them, but let's not go, oh no, here we go again. And every time here we go again did blow up in your face and you did get sabotaged and something happened and or you weren't in your job any longer for various reasons, you left or whatever, what ended up happening? Oh, wait, let me remember. You landed higher than you were before. Oh, wait, let me remember. You got paid more. Oh, wait. You follow me?
Yes.
So I don't
I do.
give a flying banana if they try to sabotage you. Who cares? Do your job, do it well, do it to the best of your ability, and if God wants to take you out because it's too toxic, God will take you out. One way or another. Do the best you can.
In one
and
way or
show up.
another, I will be okay, because that's what I've learned from you over the years. I will always be okay. So I
You
hold
always
that
will be okay. We
near and
all
dear.
will always be okay. We always land on our feet. Sometimes when we land, we twist an ankle, but we're still okay. Right? And everything works out. And there's something to learn. But I think your main purpose for being in this experience again, and I'm going to give you some insight of what I see coming in a minute, but the main purpose of what I see here, and the reason why you're here, is for you to conquer your own fears. That's the purpose of this experience. And in this group, the person who's the most problematic, I don't even, when I fast forward into like next year in February, I don't even see them. So I don't even know who they are, but they're out, right? They're out. Call the ump, they're out. So I don't even see them as a significant player as we get into 2025. I don't know what they're going to do to mess themselves up, but that's on them. And I don't wish that on them. I just know what I see.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right?
I will do as you say, and I will hold, in faith that everything will be okay, regardless of the angst I go through every day. But it's gonna be okay.
Right, but also look at it this way. And let's talk about angst, because there's a lot of people going through angst. I have the phone calls and text messages to prove it. Then some things just aren't worth it, right? So if it's not worth it and it's becoming toxic for you and it's not healthy, then we already know what that can do to you, right? We know you can be very sensitive to all of that. Then part of it is corporate work environment, especially the industry that you're in, right? So knowing that, you can choose to take yourself out of there at any time. We do not have to suffer, right? We learned from Cheryl, we don't need to be desperate, and we don't need to put ourselves in the land of misfit toys, or I don't know, you don't need to be living in the land of the zombies where you are, okay? So you choose what's best for you. Right?
Yes.
My guides tell me,
And I'm working on it. I promise.
Yeah, my guides tell me that everybody there, they're just like literally a bunch of puppets carrying out a couple of people's orders. That's really what's going on there. And they're all trying to save themselves. So you can handle that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your question. We greatly appreciate you following the
Thank
show.
you, Sarah.
All right. Bye for now. Bye.
I appreciate you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. 866-972-7247. And we're going to go to Kimberly. And Kimberly is in Miami as well. Kimberly, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay, I think. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Thank you, Kimberly.
Okay. I'm so happy to finally speak with you. I've been trying to to listen to this show now forever, and I finally set my alarm to remind me to tune in. So I'm really glad. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm super overwhelmed.
Yes.
So I'm not sure where to start. If I tell you what I need first, or do you read for me first?
Well, let's take a look and see. So the energy is really about what is the reason for you being here in this experience, right? What's your purpose? What's your mission? What is the meaning of my life? You know, I feel like there's a lot going on. I feel like there's a lot of overwhelmment. We feel unfulfilled in many ways. When I look back and I look in career and work, I feel like money, work, career, like some of that has been out of sorts. And so we really need to kind of step into our heart and move ourselves forward. What is the questioning that you have for me?
Well, this is a strange kind of situation, and it worries me to talk about it too, because I guess I'm really scared of being judged by humans.
No.
But I'm helping to take care of my parents at this time, who have a lot of health problems, but I do as well.
Okay,
and
so I'm going to pause
I'm in a situation here.
I got to
also.
pause you. I have to pause you. So on my paper, I wrote the word father here. So there's something going on with your father right now that's particularly problematic. Is that true?
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What is Dad's birthday? Dad's birthday.
January 20th, 1939.
Okay. Significant health challenges here, yes?
Big time, yes.
And I feel like major organs are at play here. We feel like things are kind of fading. Does that make sense to you?
Yes,
All right.
100%.
Do we have an enlarged heart or something going on in the heart? Because they're making me, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but there's something going on with the heart as well, please?
Yes.
Heart,
yes, that's a big part of it. There's
lungs,
several,
kidneys,
a couple different things.
Yeah, okay. So we are, but the heart is something there. All right. I just had to interject. Please forgive me, but when Spirit comes to me, because your father's mother, who has passed, is very close to him. And I don't know if your father's been talking about his parents who passed, if he's been making any mention of anybody, but I just want you to know that they are with him, but his mother in particular is close to him. And this is an indicator that your father seems to be kind of getting ready to fade, if that makes any sense to you. You're feeling the sense of him fading at this time?
Yes, I do feel that, yes.
Yeah. So I'm
scared,
not God.
Very scared.
I know I'm not God, and I'm not telling you that to scare you. I'm just telling you that he needs to feel safe. He needs to feel comforted. He needs to know he's not alone. Your father has a lot of fear around him right now, and that's not the man that he has always been in his life. So this is particularly uncomfortable for your father. And then who served or who wore a uniform? Is there someone in the family that wore a uniform, please, on the other side, or connected to the family who passed, please, that you know of?
Not that I know of. I'm going to have to ask him. Not that I know of.
Okay. I'm seeing somebody who wore a uniform that's connected to his side of the family, who served in some capacity that was official. So, all right. So let's continue. So your question and your fear is you don't want to be judged, but what is the question around the actions so that we can give you some guidance from Spirit?
Okay. Well, it's very interesting you brought up my dad, because that's a big issue that's going on right now. And I'm also, okay, so I I'm a huge animal lover. I don't have children myself, and so I feel like animals just naturally gravitate to me. And I started taking care of cats over the years, and then neighbors were feeding them, and then neighbors moved or neighbors passed away. And suddenly now I have tons and tons of cats, and I also have been, trapping them to spay and neuter and all that, but it's gotten so overwhelming. And I've asked for help. The help doesn't always come through. I don't even know where to start. I'm so overwhelmed with the animal situation while I'm also trying to juggle taking care of my parents. And I'm afraid because when I have asked for help, I've been judged. I've been called an animal hoarder. I don't see myself as an animal hoarder because I'm asking for help. But at the same time, I also am afraid to give cats up to just any place that I won't know where they're going to go to and won't be able to. I have a fear of letting go of even, cats that are outside. I have some inside, but I have a lot of outside. And I have a fear of just getting them away and then never knowing what's going to happen to them and never just hearing anything. I just have a fear of letting go of them, but at the same time, I'm asking for help. So I feel that people that are animal hoarders generally don't ask for help. I feel that they, I don't know, just maybe barricade themselves and don't go out and ask for help. And I want to, but I'm scared. And I just feel overwhelmed, and I feel, but I'm worried about them too. I want the animals to have the best life. I don't want to have them outside. I know some of them are happy outside, but then there's others that should have homes. And I guess my basic thing is I just kind of don't know where to start. I feel like I'm a very spiritual person myself, and I try to stay positive, and I try to tell myself an answer will come. That hasn't happened. So I just kind of need to know where to start to help myself and help them. And then also my dad is very, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, all right. So let me just say this. I will say you're right to be concerned where they end up, because we all know that not everybody has the best of intentions, and not everybody knows how to care for an animal, right? So, and we also know that some of the shelters, they're not equipped to handle anymore, right? So,
right.
And it's difficult to see if we can find homes for them, because you just don't have the ability to check everyone and make sure that everything's all right. So you do have to align yourself with an organization that can facilitate the placement of them, right? So, because it becomes too much for you, right? But you are loving them from your heart, and you're just acting as if you can make sure everybody's okay, but this is becoming too much for you and a burden. I do know somebody who is very, very much involved in, and they are in the Miami area. They are very much involved in some of the cat programs, and they may have a good suggestion. So I will definitely reach out to them and see what they suggest you do. But you need help. You need help caring for them. You need help placing them. We need help feeding them. It's a lot, right?
Yes.
And you have your elderly parents.
Yes. And
go ahead.
I was just going to say it's stressing. And it's also, I feel, and my dad's even, he's said it, he's voiced it. It stresses him out completely, which is making him very uneasy, very anxiety-ridden, which then transfers to me, and that energy goes back and forth. Right. Yet he knows I'm an animal lover, so he tries not to say stuff, but then even that's making him more stressed. So I know you understand.
I do. And, we need to alleviate, you can't have that many. You can't have that many there, because it's not even fair to them, right? Because if your frequency, animals are very sensitive to frequencies, and I have a dog, but I have a very particular fond relationship with cats. No offense to my dog. But I feel like there's a connection here that when you're out of whack, you actually create a different vibration for the cats. Cats are very sensitive. So you have to adjust your frequency. Yeah. So we need to make you be more at peace, because you're totally, totally overwhelmed. And when I look at where you are, this is part of your soul calling. So now the prayer, the intention in the moment of now is for you to have the ability, the finances to create your own cat place, cat rescue, cat playground, where they can all be there and be safe, and it's not in your home and it's not all on you, and you have your favorite few with you, and then it's somewhere else. And we need to see how you can manifest money to help animals, and particularly cats, be okay in a safe environment, that it's not all on you, and it's something that is not for profit, or something that's funded, that is then allows you to have help come, so it's not all on you and it's not in your own backyard. So when you find yourself in the place of fear, when you find yourself overwhelmed, when you find yourself in conflict with your Father, say to yourself, I'm not going to feed into this. I know that God will find a way for us to take all these cats and even more and make sure they're all cared for in a way that I can oversee with my kind heart and my good intentions. You see how we start to alleviate the pressure off of you and put it in something greater and bigger than who you are?
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I literally do tell myself that, and then I fluctuate between that feeling of what you're saying, all that positive energy, and I tell myself something wonderful is going to happen because I have such a loving heart and I want the best for them. And then all of a sudden the fear comes over me, but what if it doesn't? And so I don't know how to push myself over, or I guess what I need maybe is not maybe a plan and maybe specific people to speak with, like you were saying, you know, that you have these possible connections for me, and maybe that would help me if I saw something, you know, I guess being put into action. Correct. Where I could actually speak with someone and a plan could start to be made that would maybe alleviate some of the, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen, you know?
Absolutely. Well, have some self-talk, change the conversation a bit, and something good will come out of this. In the meantime, don't worry what other people thinking. You're not hoarding animals. You're just making sure that you can, under the cover of who you are, make sure as many are safe as possible. All right? For this minute, we are complete. I do have to go to commercial, but I trust I've been of service to you. I hope you continue to ask Siri to set the alarm so that you can continue to listen to the show every Wednesday night, and you can keep us updated on your journey.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye for now. Bye.
Have a great night.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine. Everything comes when the stars align.
Yes, indeed. Everything comes when the stars align, right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And we've got Andrea, and Andrea is in West Palm Beach. Andrea, how are you? Are you with us?
Sarah, how are you?
I am good. Good to connect with you.
I'm just calling to see. I know it doesn't close. I'm just calling to see what messages you have for me. I won't ask any questions.
Well, sometimes asking questions is a good way to go.
Yeah, I know why you're laughing.
Well, round and around Andrea goes. Where she stops, nobody knows, right? So it's definitely a time of change. It's definitely a time of a little bit of upheaval. It's definitely a time for you to make choices that are going to bring you into alignment with what's best for you at this time. And when I look at you stepping away from things that no longer serve you as well, I want you to be more open to honoring self. Because when you honor yourself, we're going to find that there's a lot more peace. And I don't feel like you're feeling like you're at peace. Is that also true?
Correct.
Now, there's so much going on in the spirit world around you. Like, I feel like you're talking. And it's like, where do I go? What do I do? And then you're reaching out and you're asking for a sign. And the sign that you're seeking is really a question of, where can I, this is what they're telling me, where can I go to find my own peace of mind? Mm-hmm. Now, Andrea, they're making me feel like you've got things on your plate that aren't just related to you. Are we caring for somebody we're responsible for, somebody else's issue or problem you're handling? Does that make any sense to you, please?
No.
Okay. Talking to me about something around you that you have to handle that's not something that's just directly related to you. Is there something related
Oh,
to...
yes.
Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you.
A living condition, which
Okay.
is we've discussed.
Okay. Well,
Sewer pipes.
Yeah, I don't remember our discussions because, like, people think I'm here. I'm not really here, right? It's like myself and my
Gotcha.
personality
Okay.
step away. And so, but there's something with this living situation or something that's not quite handled. Is that true yet? We're not quite there yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not there yet.
Not there yet. And that's a little overwhelming for you. Is that also true?
Extremely.
Yeah, I understand. But this too shall pass. This will work itself out. What is the question with beneath all of this overwhelmment, all of this, what brings me peace and peace of mind? Where's the question in all of this so we can guide you? Because, again, there's so much going on. There's so many different ways we can go in our conversation, and I want to be of best service to you. And
Yeah, I just feel I'm so confused why it's like so much at once. It's like very confusing to me. I'm trying to do the steps that I'm told to do. Not there yet. Don't want to prolong this. Don't want to stay in this energy. Would like to move away from it. However, I can't just step away.
It's a matter of time. You said to me, I don't know why it's so much at once, and it's the time for that. It is the time for everything to come to a head since 2015. So if we go back and we look at what were you dealing with in 2015 and what was already set in motion and what wasn't working for you then, what was shifting around you then, we are going forward and we are moving out of that energy, and things are going to be heightened, exacerbated, become even more challenging. I know you don't want to hear this, but more challenging now that we've had this eclipse, but it's going to bring a lot to light, and suddenly things are going to be revealed so that you can make this adjustment here so you can return to having your own space, your own peace, your own journey. So
Gotcha.
it's 20.
So it's going to get a little bit more heightened.
Little heightened until we come to resolution. 2015, was that a challenging time for you, a time of shift and change then, please? Do you recall?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think that time. I'm sure. Yes.
Sure. She's like, Sarah, it's been a hot mess. Of course it was a challenging time. But this too shall pass. And 2025, remember that song? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. That's where we're going.
Gotcha. Okay.
We got to get you there.
And
go ahead.
Anything that I need to be, and it seems, and I'll just finalize at this. Is it true when you get more spiritual, you get more towards the light? Do you have more attacks?
Oh, honey, you have no idea. Of course.
That's a yes, correct?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, you think I got here just because I had a brand new pair of roller skates and I skated on over? No.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen above you, stepping above you. Father pass, please. There's a man above you, Father Lee. Is that your dad, please?
Lee, no. Mm-mm.
Okay.
His name was Andy?
Yes. Father passed, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have a man standing above you on the other side, perhaps I wasn't clear, who is with you standing, and as you're talking about all your trials and tribulations, and around she goes, where she stops, nobody knows, your father's standing right above you. Your father's there to assist you. He makes me feel like he's got a story. Okay. Go ahead. Your dad has a story. Yes?
Oh, you say that as a story. Okay.
Yeah. Like your dad's life was like a story, right? You guys have a story between you, is what he tells me.
Mm-hmm. Similar to what I married, yes.
There you go. So here he is trying to help you through this, all right?
Okay. Got it.
But yes, you will find when you are shedding your ways of the physical world, the energies that are heavy and dense, the energies, the entities, they will try to convince you that you can't break free and you have to stay in the density of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that you have to stay in the patterns that keep you imprisoned. So you cannot grow, you cannot express yourself, you cannot do anything that is aligned with your true purpose. And so things will happen.
Right. They want to keep you trapped.
Want to keep you trapped. Exactly. Go watch Matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go watch them all. Start from the first one and go back. It's amazing if you watch them all in a row, how much you realize this is really a very interesting world that we're living in. And but it doesn't matter what's going on in the outside. I always tell people, okay, great. I don't care who's got what agenda. God, the divine, is in charge, and we have our soul purpose, our marching orders. So we have to follow the path that our soul prompts us to do, and just know that no matter what's going on, it'll all work out.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Pleasure connecting with you again. Keep us posted. All right. Bye.
I will.
Now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to go to Davie, and I've got Jessica on the line. Jessica, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. So, Jessica, what's your burning question?
Oh, I don't know if I have a burning question or just if I can get it. There's so many things that are going on in my life right now, and I can ask. I kind of need guidance on everything, but to narrow it down, I'm always concerned about me and my son and what's going on with that. That's my top priority. But I've had some things going on with my family, and I'm kind of concerned with my dad and how he's doing, and my family on my father's side, and everything that's just happened in these past weeks.
And then also, is there something going on with your work and your money and your career as well?
Oh yeah, that's been really tough. I'm a server, so I work in the hospitality industry, and the past few months, I was out of season, and it's just been really financially difficult to maintain. Not even just head above water at all, just bare minimum maintaining. And
so I see here that there's going to be a flux of abundance coming to you, so your career's getting ready to make a shift, a change. And were you thinking of going to a different restaurant, a different place?
I was looking into it. The last time I spoke with you a few months ago, I'm still in the middle of trying to move. That hasn't been settled yet, so that's still in the works.
Okay. But I do see a change. I do see a move, so just keep everything in the direction of your intentions. What is your father's birthday so I can check the energy around him?
5/10/62.
And so we are looking at some health concerns with your dad, please. I see his health is out of sorts, yes?
No, not necessarily his health. My grandmother just passed, and
okay, they take me to your dad's heart. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if your dad has to check his heart, his blood pressure into his heart, something. Okay, it could be the sadness, but
no, he has to take blood pressure medicine. I do know that.
Okay, so something's going on there. He's got to keep an eye on that. Maybe the stress of your grandmother passing is going to be feeding into some of this extra stress and all the things that he's got to do to make sure everything's okay, and people not really being on the same page, correct? There's a little bit of a disagreement here, and that I see people back to back, like not holding into the same story here. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
There's another brother involved in the story of your grandmother, please?
Yes. Yeah. They don't see eye to eye on anything right now.
So we're just going to have to let that play out. It is going to be okay. Right now, everybody's emotions and feelings are extremely raw. And, your father's trying to be the stand-up guy and get everything together. He's getting a lot of pushback, a lot of resistance. A little too soon for me to make a connection with Grandma because she did just recently pass, so I can't bring her energy in to make that connection on the other side because she's in her transitory period and she's not able to telepathically connect to me and show herself to me so that I can bring a message for you. But just know that this is going to resolve itself. It's going to take at least 3 months before everybody calms down. Okay?
Okay.
So there's a lot to handle, and your father is going to have to take his time because people are going to fight him every step of the way because people in the family feel a sense of entitlement is what I'm hearing. Does that make sense to you based on what you know?
Completely. Yeah.
Okay.
There's complete sense of an entitlement, and my uncle is the younger one, and he's trying to make decisions like he's the older brother. I mean, clearly everybody's an adult, but
right.
It's just there's respect for the age. You know what I mean? Like
correct.
He's not giving his older brother he deserves and making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. And is there
aspect.
Jessica, is there an A connected to the family, please? Who's the A?
An A?
Yeah.
My grandmother's brother.
Okay. And he's already passed as well. Oh, he's alive?
No. Yeah, he's alive and well. And
okay.
A?
Yeah. So they're giving me the letter A. And it's coming from the other side.
Is it a woman? Is it a woman?
Female energy.
Female energy?
Yeah.
My grandmother's mother was, her name was Aurora.
Okay. We have someone from the other side, female energy. Remember, we're talking about your grandmother who's presenting herself. She's giving her letter A connected to the family, okay? And this is someone who has passed. So know that grandmother, your grandmother's mother, your great-grandmother is with you. And it's not about whether you knew her or not. It's about she is here to support the family and the concept of family that your great-grandmother Aurora put into place for the family to follow. Because one of the things that was important to your grandmother who just passed was a sense of family and everybody being together as one and everybody teaming together. Does that make sense to you? That was very important to your grandmother.
Yes. Yeah, anybody who had an indifference with each other, she'd say, oh, it wasn't important. It doesn't matter. It's your family. Like, even it sounds like it's in this day and age, like, if it's toxic, stay away from it. But she's like, it doesn't matter. It's your family. Like, you got to put that stuff aside. And,
right. And when you sit down at your grandmother's table and you break bread, you leave all your problems and differences at the door. That was how your grandmother had everybody said. So know that energy of your great-grandmother is with you. She is the one who greeted your grandmother when she crossed over. Just know that she was there to receive your grandmother. Know that your family is being protected, that these people and personalities, well, they're going to figure it out. But tell your dad to remain calm and not worry as much. I say to you that work will pick up. There will be work, and I do feel that you still are on track to make a move. Ideally, October is going to help you with that making of a move. So look for new work and get yourself lined up, all right?
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for giving me the clarity and giving me the message that I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. It'll all work out, all right? Thank you so much. All right, bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye. 866-972-7247. I've got to go to Boca. Oh, my goodness. Did we just lose that person in Boca? Okay. Let's see here. All right, let's see if we can get our call in Boca before we go. Let's see. Is there someone from Boca on the line here?
Hello, this is John.
John, how are you? Good to have you here.
Hi, I'm okay, yes.
Good. John, how can I assist you tonight?
I was just wondering about direction in my life. I'm on a fixed income, and because of poor decisions, I don't know. And because of my health, I don't know if I could work again. I feel I can, but I don't know because of bad decisions in the past.
So when I go back in time for you, John, if I may, and I take a look at what Spirit is showing me, the first thing, John, that they make me aware of is when I look at last year was a tough year for you, and then I need to go all the way back to, oh goodness, I have to go back to 2014. You were going through a lot even back in 2014, yes? It's been a rough 10 years for you, is that correct?
Yes, it has been.
Yes.
I'm just I have a lot of gratitude that I was, just very depressed at one time, and I found a great doctor, and he's really helped me, and I'm just a different person, more positive.
Yeah. And,
and it's just a miracle,
And you are, you had a very heavy spirit even growing up, right? So things were not always easy for you when you were growing up, and so you moved yourself into life, and sometimes you didn't feel like you fit in. But when I look at the energy moving forward, you asked, can I work and would I be able to? There is something that you could do. There is something that you could do that would be something that you can do that keeps you self-contained, and you're feeling like you can do it a little bit more at your pace. So when sometimes a day doesn't feel like it's the best possible day for you, you can work accordingly, and then in other days you can accomplish more. So I want you to visualize a work that's flexible, that kind of meets your needs and gives you additional income and revenue to help balance out the set income so that you have more. The word I hear is flexibility. And you have learned to find, and this is Spirit's way of applauding you, you have learned to find a way to soothe your inner peace, to give yourself recognition for how far you've come. I know that you mentioned that you made some choices that maybe weren't your best moments, but you've learned to look past that, and you've learned to forgive yourself for things that maybe you could have handled differently. And you're working through that even more to a energy of grace and gratitude. And that grace and gratitude is what's going to attract the right environment of work and money for you to assist you in this journey. And where you are in this moment of time, this 2024 time, from your birthday all the way through most of next year, is a clean slate, a new beginning. So when we have a clear canvas, we can start with any color. We can create the life we want. So if I were you, according to what Spirit is suggesting, I would say to write down, I am the man who is creating, and write down all the things you want your life to be in this next year's time. And really focus on it, visualize it, see yourself whole and healthy, and feeling high vibrational and happy and harmonious. See yourself having extra money to do something that you want to do. See yourself feeling more flexible, not so rigid. Envision this, John, and this is going to assist you in making this be a really great jump start and a much different path than the path you've been on from 2014 to this 2024 time. For this minute, John, it's time for me to get ready to go to commercial. I hope I've given you a nugget of information that can be of some value to you.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
And John, how did you hear about the show?
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. How did you hear about the show?
I just listen to it on Wednesdays sometimes. And, I appreciate the positive energy that you give out, and, just stay in the present and, try not to ruminate and worry about things.
Yes, ruminate's a great word. Thank you for using that word, because I think a lot of us have been ruminating for a long time. But I thank you, John, for participating. Thank you so much for listening. And keep us posted. And just stretch your imagination, stretch your vision. And remember, I am the man who, and fill in the blanks. And let's see what the universe has in store for you. Thank you so much, John, for being part of our show tonight. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. Write that number down, because we'll be back next Wednesday night to share in the light and the love of all that there is and explore what we've got coming up next in our journey of life. So stay with us, everyone. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
And we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more